Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about Databricks SQL Alerts. Now, alerts allows you to send out notification to some destinations based on a SQL query when a particular condition is met. Now, there are multiple use cases for this. So, consider one of them is you have multiple sensors running and one of the sensor is down. You can write a SQL query in order to check the status of your sensors, and even if one is down, you can just send out an alert or a notification to the required destination. Similarly, today we are going to set an alert based on the count of pending order items. For example, if our pending order count is greater than 10,000, we are going to send out alerts to particular destination. Now we are going to see all of this with demo. Before that, if you have not seen our previous videos, go ahead and watch them first. So without any further delay, let's begin. I am back in my Databricks workspace. Now I'm logged in with EaseData user, which is actually a workspace admin user. On my left hand side, you can see an option called alerts. I'll just click on this. Now, in order to create alerts, we can just click on this button which says create alert. And in order to create an alert, we also need to create a query based on which the condition will be decided to trigger the alert, right? So the first thing that we need to do is, in order to create an alert, is to create a query. So let's go ahead and create a query first. So in order to create a query, we already know we can use a SQL editor. So I'll just gonna click on this SQL editor and I will click on this SQL query. Next, I'll have the SQL editor open. The first thing that I'll do is I'll rename this to order pending count. Okay. Now, the second thing is I've already attached the warehouse to this particular SQL editor. So we are going to write a query which would count the number of pending orders from the orders raw table. Now, in order to insert the orders raw table, we are going to click on this catalog button here. I'm going to expand dev, bronze, tables, and if I scroll down, we are going to use this orders raw table. Okay. So let me just write the query here. So I'll just write select star from, and I'll use this button to insert the name here. Okay, now once the table is inserted, we'll put a condition on order status. So I'll just write where o underscore order status is equals to p. Okay, we have already worked with this order data set previously. If you have not seen that videos, just go ahead and watch them first. So in order to check the pending status orders, we are going to use a filter condition based on order status. Now we just need to get the count. So I'll just write count of 1. Okay, and now I'll alias this. I'll just write as pending orders count. Okay, I'll just hit enter here. So this is the query that we are going to use in order to count the pending orders, and based on the condition it would trigger alert. Okay, now one thing to notice is I've already connected the warehouse here. So this is the warehouse that would be used in order to run this query in the background, get the result and trigger the alert. Okay, this is the same warehouse that would be used whatever is attached to this particular query. Okay, so let's just validate this first. So I'll just click on this run selected, and we get a value here, right? And this value is greater than 10,000. So as soon as we set up this alert, this should get triggered. Okay, so that is what we are going to see. So our query is ready, and now I'll just click on this save button in order to save this query. Okay, now the query is saved. Let's just close this, and I'll go back to alerts. I'll just click on alerts. I'll click on create alert. Now I'll provide the name of the alert, which is pending orders alert. Okay, now I need to select the query that we have just created. So I'll just click on this and I'm going to select orders pending count. Okay, now it will quickly validate and you can see the trigger condition first. Okay, now we have an output column which is pending orders count in that particular query, right? Based on the first row. Now you can have multiple options, like you can do a sum, count, distinct, average, and a lot of stuff, right? But we have already made a count, right? So we just need to get the first row, and if the value is greater than, now you can select other options like is null, less than, greater than, equals to, not equals to, right? But in our case, if output of this pending orders count is greater than, now I can set the value here, right? So I'll just set 10,000. Okay, so it says if the pending orders count, which is our first row, is greater than 10,000, in that case it will trigger this alert, right? And that is what we want. Now the next thing that you see is what happens if there is no result returned, right? In that case, I'll just set it to okay, because if there is nothing returned, it means we don't have any pending orders, right? That's okay for me. Now If we go down, I can see notifications. It says what has to be done once the alert is triggered. So once the alert is triggered, I just want it to be triggered only once, not repeatedly. Okay. So I'll just let it be just once before it comes back to normal. There are other options like every time it is evaluated, at most every time, right? So you can select different options. I'll let it be none. Okay. And when the alert return back to normal, you can just select send notification. I'll let it be unchecked. Okay. Now you can use a template in order to send out an alert. You can use a default template or you can use a custom template. So I'm going to use a custom template. So I'll just click on this custom template here. And now you can see a formatting guide. So I'll just click on this. So if I scroll down, you can see some values that you can use in order to format your custom alert. Okay. So for example, I want to see what is the result of my query. So I can just use query result value. So I'll just copy this. I'll go back to my alert and I'll write alert value, and I'll use curly braces and I'll paste it here. Okay. Similarly, I can give a name here. I'll just type pending orders alert, right? So this is what would be shown in my custom message. We can also see the preview. So I'll just click on this. So you can see this is how it would look like. It would give me alert value 191189, which is the value of our pending orders. So I'll just remove this and I'll just write pending orders count. Okay. So it looks neat. Now that our alert is ready, I'll just click on create alert. Great, our alert is now ready. Now, if you see, the status is right now unknown because that query is not evaluated in the background. So in order to evaluate that query, you just have to click on this refresh. So if I click on this, it will first quickly evaluate what is the value that is coming from that particular query. And now you can see it has changed to triggered because the value is something which is greater than 10,000, right? So this will get triggered. Now, the next thing that we will do is we'll add schedules and destination where you have to send this alert. Now, in order to add schedule, we can go ahead and click on this add schedule button here. And now we can set a schedule based on which this alert would be evaluated every time. And based on the condition, it would trigger the alert. Now, once you add the schedule, we also need to add destination. Now, if you see here, we don't have any destination yet. So the next thing that we need to do is we have to create a destination where this alert would send the notification, right? So in order to create a destination, you need to click on this profile button that you have on the right hand corner and you need to get into settings. Now you need to keep in mind that only workspace admin can add destinations. Okay. So once you're logged in with workspace admin, you can go ahead and click on the profile button, click on settings, come to this place where it is for workspace admin, go to notifications, and now you can manage the destinations from here. You can click on this manage, you can click on add destination, and now the most important part. As of today, Databricks only support this 5 type of destinations. You can use email, Slack, webhook, PagerDuty, or Microsoft Teams. So for today's session, we are going to use email. So I'll just click on this. I'll give a name, for example, ease with data email destination. Okay. And now I'll just add the email ID, which is easewithdata@gmail.com. Okay. I'll just click on create. So now you can see the destination is created. Let's quickly go back to our alert and I'll just close this again. I'll click on add schedule. I'll click on destination. And now from this drop down, I can go ahead and select the destination which I have just created, which is ease with data email destination. Okay. So now as soon as based on the schedule, this alert is triggered, it would send out a custom notification that we have configured to this particular email address. Okay. And in order to set the schedule, you can go back to settings. You can set the schedule here. And once you set the schedule, you can just click on this create button and it will create a schedule. Now, the most important part to note, this particular alert will get scheduled and will have its own schedule. It does not work with the query schedule that we have in the SQL editor, right? It will evaluate every time based on this schedule. And if it gets triggered, it would send out a notification to the destination that you have configured. Great. Now that we understand how you can configure alerts and what are the destination types that are available for alerts and how you can use queries in order to trigger different type of alerts. Now, the important point to note here is you are going to use the same SQL warehouse that you attach to your query. Okay. And the schedule of alert is different than that of the query. I hope this was useful for you. You can go ahead and create different type of alerts based on your data points, and this will help you identify different type of situations that you get based on your data and queries. We are going to talk about AIBI dashboards and Genie in our next video. Till then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep sharing.